Welcome back into another edition to Sports Extra Uncut. This week I got Tom and Devine, Owen, and Alex with me. We'll be talking a little NBA, a little NFL. We're going to dive right in, start with some. First off, how's everybody's feeling? I got to gauge how everybody's doing tonight.
Got college football on, 50 straight days of football.
Yeah, it's
pretty
good.
Got the NFL tomorrow,
Yeah.
Good start off another week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Caught a big win in fantasy. Justin Jefferson got hurt, though, so that kind of hurts my team.
Yeah.
Brutal week.
That cost me my win.
I went 2-0, but at what cost?
Literally. I went 3-0, but at what cost?
Achan's on IR as well.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
It's the brutal nature of football, sadly.
Yeah.
Blake, this is my first episode back since we're talking about that one league where you thought for sure you were getting in that league.
The Survivor.
With the Ravens game. How does that feel?
Yeah, how's that going?
Well, I didn't actually take the Ravens.
Oh, you
that
didn't?
Week. My only wrong answer so far in that league was I took the Jags to beat the Texans at home, and they got walloped.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm 4 of the first 5. I need to make a pick for this week. We can talk about that whenever we get into some NFL stuff. But we're going to start with the NBA. Had some big-time preseason debuts from last night. I literally watched – it's probably the first preseason NBA game I've ever watched in my entire life, but it was Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren, which I hope those guys are like Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, like type of rivalry.
Bro, Chet needs to get in the gym.
Well, so does Wemby, though. Let's be honest with each other.
I think we're starting the new era of having 7-footers who are about $150.
Oh, yeah.
I'm cool with it. KD started the trend. I'm cool with it. But just going over their stats from last night, Wembanyama had 20 points, 5 rebounds, was 8 of 13 from the floor, 2 of 5 from outside, 4 blocks, and he played 19 minutes. And then Chet Holmgren played 16 minutes, had 21 points, 9 rebounds, and assist, was 7 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 2 from outside, and had a block. Both of those guys just absolute kind of monster performances, especially for how little they played. Obviously, it's a preseason game, and both of those teams kind of are not very good. But, let's just start off with those guys. Who would you rather have going forward? Obviously, Chet's got a year under his belt, but he was injured literally the entire year. But if you had to take right now Chet Holmgren or Victor Wembanyama, who would you rather have?
I think I'm taking Wembanyama, obviously. Like you mentioned with Chet, he's already been injured once. He's been in the league for 1 year. This is the second year, and he's already been injured. He's already had a season-ending injury right now. So, in the long run, obviously, Wembanyama can do the exact same thing, get injured. Excuse me, but with history right now, I got to go with Wembanyama.
Right. What about you, Tommy? Who would you rather have?
I'd probably take Wembanyama at this point. Holmgren also had some injury issues, correct?
Yeah, Holmgren got hurt entire last season.
Yeah, so
ACL, I think.
Yeah, I think I'd take Wembanyama as of now.
Yeah, there was that footage of LeBron putting his shoulder through Holmgren's chest in that summer run, and he just folded and then was hurt for the whole year. Alex, you got any different opinion? Are you going Wembanyama?
I'm going Wembanyama. Again, it's the injury. He's more prone to injury, or not. Chet's more prone to injury right now with having torn his ACL last year. Right. He could tear it again or tear the other one.
It's scary to me looking at Victor Wembanyama's ESPN bio that he was born in 2004.
That's crazy.
Don't like that one bit.
Yeah.
Dude is still only 19 and won't be 20 until January, which is insane. But yeah, I'd also go with Wembanyama. I think he's just has a lot better physical attributes than Holmgren. He's 2 inches taller, and that's just insane. Some of the stuff he was doing overseas, his overseas highlights were some of the coolest highlights I think I've ever seen out of a basketball player. This was the first thing that really prompted this being kind of an NBA geared episode. I saw this on an Instagram post. It said, who would you rather have as your third option going into this next season? So it's obviously just talking about next year. But we got 4 options here. Option 1 is Andrew Wiggins. Option 2 is Tyler Hero. Option 3 is Russell Westbrook. And option 4 is Austin Reeves. So if you had to have Wiggins, Westbrook, Hero, or Reeves as your third option on your team, who would you – obviously it kind of differs from team to team, but just say you just got to – we all have the same base roster. We don't need anything above anything else. Which of those 4 guys would you want to have as your third option? Obviously they all bring a little something different, but it is there's some good names on that list. They're all 4 very even to me, which I did not realize I thought until I kind of really sat down and thought about this.
I think I'm going to take Austin Reeves. He's played under LeBron, scoring leader, and whenever LeBron sees a mistake, he's playing in game. He corrects it right then and there. Like there's that meme of him and LeBron when he messed up during a Lakers game, and Reeves got himself set straight.
Yeah, Reeves has been sneaky. He's been like under the radar these last couple of years. The problem with Reeves is he's already like 25. Yeah. Like he's just not. I don't know. Like I always think he's way younger than what he is, because like he should be like in his prime right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Russell Westbrook. I think he's just the most tenured out of all these guys. Definitely has showed himself in the league, being with all the triple doubles he's racked up over the years and everything like that. I think that he's the safest bet as of right now.
What would you?
I'd take Tyler Hero.
Gotcha.
I'd take a chance on him. You know, as a third option, I think he could fit pretty well.
Yeah, Hero's definitely the best true scorer on this list. I mean, obviously, yeah, Westbrook would definitely be the best passer, rebounder. But I think just to split it 4 ways, I think I'd go Wiggins, just because I think he'd provide you the most on both ends of the floor. I think he's the tallest out of this group. I think he's like 6'7" or 8" or something like that. And he still averages like, he can average 18 points in that third option role and get you some steals and stuff like that. So I think I'd go Wiggins. But my second option would definitely be Westbrook, and I'd just tell him to never shoot the ball outside of 10 feet. And he'd probably be 2 for 3 at the end of the game with 8 assists and 10 rebounds or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it just kind of surprised me how close I thought those guys were. Because like in my head, like Westbrook is like leaps and bounds ahead of those guys career-wise, but not now.
I think he's kind of going backwards.
For sure.
And the downfall is pretty evident. And,
for sure.
You know, and the thing is with the whole league now is, I mean, you're not staying loyal to a team, and you're always going somewhere else. You see with James Harden, you see with these other stars. And so you never really get a good chemistry with a team when you're always moving constantly.
Right.
I think, at least the NBA.
I completely agree with that, especially when, in a Westbrook situation, when you have Kawhi and PG playing like 40 games together in 3 years or something like that, which is completely insane.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's frustrating about the NBA is the whole thing. And they're changing it now with the whole superstar, whatever. You have to classify as a superstar, and you can play. You have to play 75% of the games. You can't miss back-to-back games unless you're injured or anything like that. So I like what they're doing with that, but it's definitely interesting how they're going about that situation.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they actually implement the rules, like to see if they actually enforce them, if they're just kind of like, this is just kind of a warning almost. But the next thing I want to talk about is they did an NBA GM poll through Bleacher Report. So they asked who they thought would win the finals, MVP, who the best point guard, small forward, and who they thought rookie of the year would be. So I don't know, a lot of these just surprised me. I mean, obviously GMs like don't have to know a crazy amount about basketball. Like this isn't like coaches or anything like that. They're just kind of the rich guys that own the team. Or not. I completely got that wrong. I was thinking of owners. GMs do know a lot about basketball.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, messed that up. But I don't know. A lot of these just surprise me because, like, clearly, like, I don't know. Some of these I'm just like, clearly they don't know stuff or clearly they know stuff that we don't. Because they did a poll, like I said, for who will win the NBA Finals. 2 different teams got 33% of the vote, and there's only one other team that got more than 20, and then there's just 2 teams that got less than 10. Who do you think the 2 teams are that got 33% of the vote from the GMs to win the NBA Finals?
I'll go Boston and wait. Are they in the same conference, or are they two? Oh,
I give it to you. Yeah. Let's get some guesses for you.
Definitely Boston is one of them.
Boston
I don't know
is
the
one
other
of them.
one.
Any guesses from you, Owen or Alex, on who the other 33% chance to win the finals according to NBA GMs is?
My pick is definitely Milwaukee with the addition of Damian Lillard.
Milwaukee is the 23%, and this was a day ago too. So this has, obviously they've had the time to think about Drew Holiday and Dame.
So Boston was confirmed number 1.
Yeah, Boston and another team are tied at 33%.
Well, it's probably the Lakers.
The Lakers are not on the list.
The defending champions. I'm going to go with the Nuggets.
It is the Nuggets.
Yeah, that makes sense back to back. Yeah.
I can't say that, but I don't.
And they didn't make too many off-season moves. I think they're working with almost the same roster.
They said let's run it back. Like,
did you see him coming back into the?
Bro, he looks so sad.
He looks so sad.
I was like, dude,
this is his 9 to 5. He just employed the month.
He's just like us out here. Like, he just wants to go home and race his horse.
Honestly,
horses.
But yeah, the Nuggets are tied for first. The Bucks were the 23%, and then the last two teams, like I said, both had less than 10%. They have the Suns at 7%, and then the Clippers at 3%.
Suns and Clippers.
And in my opinion,
Really?
probably the guy that voted for the Clippers was the Clippers GM. But
Sure.
yeah, I was surprised to see not one Lakers vote, not one Warriors vote, especially with how good they've been recently. It doesn't surprise me it does not surprise me that the only Eastern Conference teams are Bucks, Celtics. I think one of those teams is your shoe-in for the finals. But I don't know, just the lack of a couple teams just kind of surprised me, and especially in the Western Conference. Moving on to who will win MVP. One of these guys got 43% of the vote. We got a 20%, 13, and 10. There's only 4 guys on the list. There's 2 East, 2 West. Any guesses at who got 43% of the vote for who they think will win MVP?
Jokic.
Jokic is the guy. Yeah,
I figured
Yeah.
he should have been a 3-time
he should have been
three-time
for sure.
MVP. I think that Joel Embiid was really good last year.
Right.
Which there's a topic that I want to bring up with him in the future of this episode with Joel Embiid. But I think that Joel Embiid definitely was a really good player last year. I don't think he was MVP quality,
Right.
but he wasn't MVP quality compared to Nikola Jokic.
Jokic's last season may have been the best of the last 3 he's had.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
And he didn't get MVP, so he just messed around and won the finals and got finals MVP.
Yeah, he said I'll go win my own.
Yeah.
But yeah, that just shows how much voter fatigue sets in the NBA, especially. Because I think he was. I mean, you could make the argument that Embiid was better defensively, which obviously he was, but I just think Jokic is leaps and bounds better offensively. And he had like the most efficient season offensively ever, like for a player on the floor, like per 48 or whatever. So, yeah. Who do you guys think got 20% of the vote to possibly win MVP?
It's a Giannis, right?
It is Giannis. Giannis got 20%. I don't think he's ever out of the race. I mean, the dude is an absolute monster.
Dude's a dog.
The fact that he can't really dribble all that well and can't shoot all that well and still averages 35 or whatever is absolutely insane. Yeah, I saw a quote the other day that said, it was talking about Giannis, and it said like good players, like great players you can figure out, but like legendary players are the ones you can figure out and still just have no way of stopping. It's like, you have to like just get in front of Giannis and be physical with him, and there's just no way any human being can do that.
Like the dream.
Yeah,
Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaq.
Yeah, same with Shaq. It's just like, just be bigger than him. It's like, well, that's impossible.
Yeah, you can't do it. Yeah.
The 13%, anybody got a guess at who either one of they got a 13 and a 10, and he guessed at who those two guys would be?
Is one of them LeBron?
I was going to say, is LeBron on there?
Yeah.
LeBron did not make the
Honestly,
list.
Wow.
What about?
Well,
No love for LeBron from the NBA.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah,
if it's
no
going
kidding.
if it's going off of the NBA with the NBA Finals champion, I would say there's a correlation with that. I would say probably Kawhi. If the Clippers were on there, maybe Kawhi.
No Kawhi.
No, that was just a shot in the dark. But
No,
you
you're
know.
good. Both of these guys are younger. Like they're rising. Well, they're superstars, but they're rising superstars.
Eastern
They're
or
not-
Western?
We got one of each.
Oh.
Still so far, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, neither one of these guys is. I think these guys are both
Yeah.
below 25.
Bro, is Devin
still.
Booker one of them?
Devin Booker is not one of them. That's a
I
good
didn't think it
guess.
was gonna be him.
Jason Tatum.
Tatum is on here. Tatum's
go.
the
Okay.
Tatum's the
JT.
10%.
And
Tatum's
what's
the
the-
13.
So the 10% was from the West.
So like, it's
That's it.
definitely not Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons is in the East anyway, so he's
And that
actually
is
still
true.
in
I'm
that,
just
yeah.
making sure. Yeah,
No,
okay.
you're good.
The West.
This
a rising star from the West.
I don't know about. I mean, like he's a superstar, but like
KD?
he's still like kind of on his way up.
Reeve?
Not KD.
Austin Reeves.
No, not Austin Reeves. This guy's going to be entering his 6th year in the league, and it's hard for me to believe that he's entering his 6th year. It's hard to believe that he's played
West.
three. That he's played.
What kind of
5
is
years.
it? Pacific, Southwest, Northwest? What?
I have.
We'll get you a map.
No
what?
clue.
What like regional?
get you a map.
What region? Wide? No,
And we
that's
can
the-
point it out.
It's like in the central region. I don't know if it's in
Okay.
the central division or not, though. I don't know my NBA divisions. That's one.
They're tough.
because they just don't matter at all. Like
Is it a player on the Utah Jazz?
it is not a Jazz player. That'd be amazing if it was a Jazz player. I think you guys are overthinking this though.
What about Zion?
It's not Zion, but
Oh.
he is a perennial All-Star. I mean, I think he's
Ja.
It's not Ja.
No.
Ja'd be
a
hard to win
shooter.
MVP because he's missing half the year with a suspension.
Dude's a shooter.
It's Luka.
It's
Oh.
Luka. How do we miss
Okay.
Luka?
Yeah.
How do we?
Sure.
Well, because you said rising star, I was like, well, that guy, like Luka's already like.
Luka's already been
That's what I'm
kind of
saying.
a dog.
That's why I say
already
he's a
there.
perennial All-Star, but I think he's still like on his way up.
That's
Oh, yeah.
crazy. Year
Like-
6. You were mentioning that year
Wow.
6. I
That's
remember when he got
wild.
drafted.
Literally, like
Wow.
vividly remember when he got drafted.
2018. That was a good draft.
Oh, wait, hold on. Now I'm testing your knowledge. If you remember the draft, who drafted him?
It was the Hawks for Trae Young.
Hawks.
They traded Trae Young.
Yep.
Wow.
Look at us reminiscing
I remember
about
that
the
trade.
past. Yeah, it is wild to me that I remember players that were drafted 6 years ago now, but even 10 years ago. I vividly remember when players were drafted.
Yeah, when we thought that John Morant, Zion Williamson, and R.J. Barrett in 2019 were going to have the greatest careers of all time.
It always cracks me up looking back at that draft how everyone and their sister thought Cam Reddish was the dark horse sleeper steal of the draft, and he's easily been the worst player in the top 10.
You remember when the Pacers drafted Goga Batadze in that draft?
No, don't even.
Was that 18 or 19?
That was the same draft. Because there was that meme about all the guys around Zion's table, and then Goga was just kind of sitting there alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that dude's a bum.
He's in Orlando now.
I don't even know if he still is. Yeah, but he's terrible.
As of media day, he was. But.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, well, he shouldn't be anywhere. He should be back in Georgia playing ball.
Yeah.
Next one is who's the best point guard in the NBA? I mean, there's a guy that got 63% of the vote. I assume we all know who this is. At least I hope. Best point guard. I mean, any guesses? I mean, I seriously hope we know this, guys. Come on.
Steph?
It's Steph, obviously.
figured.
I didn't know if he's a shooting guard or a point
No,
guard.
he's a point guard.
No,
No,
best
Clay's
point
a
guard.
shooting guard.
Yeah,
Huh?
Clay's the shooting guard.
Okay.
I guess they might be running him at the 2 this year with Chris Paul or whatever. But I mean, in my eyes, he's still the best point guard in the league. Best point guard.
They'll
of all
just
time,
run. What they'll do is Steve Kerr will run a three guard system,
Right.
3 or even a 4 guard system.
It'd be crazy.
You remember they're gonna do the Rockets did a couple years ago when they had no player above
Pure
6'6".
small ball. Yeah. Yeah, they call it the death lineup. I'm yeah, the only death you're having is the fact that none of those guys can play defense against a guy above 6'6".
Yeah.
Another guy got 27% of the vote. I don't really see this guy as a point guard, especially since he's playing along Kyrie, but it's also Luka.
Mm-hmm.
I see Luka as more of a 2-3 now.
Luka's almost like a small forward.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially with Kyrie on the floor, because if those two are playing, Kyrie's your point guard. And then Shea got 7% of the vote, and Dame only got 3%. It surprised me that Shea was above Dame, or that Luka was that far above Dame, in all honesty, because, like I said, I just don't see Luka as a point guard. But, yeah, Dame only getting 3% of the vote was a little wild. Of course, it is also who's the best point guard in the NBA, and it should have just been 100% Steph, but that's just, my little thoughts.
Yeah, I don't know how you look at that, get asked that question, knowing Steph is in the league and saying, oh, probably Luka or Shea or Dame.
Okay, so now I officially hate this Bleacher Report post because the next question is who's the best small forward in the league, and getting 17% of the vote was Luka. So I don't know why you can vote for him for both. Best center in the league, probably Luka. You can't play every position.
He's not like the LeBron a couple of years ago.
But we do have who's the best small forward in the NBA. Like I said, Luka got 17, but there's a guy that got 47, a guy that got 20, and then there's a 13 and 3%. Any guess at who the 47% of the vote is for best small forward?
I'm going to say Kawhi.
Kawhi is actually the 3%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
47. Is Jamal Murray a small forward?
He's a point guard.
Oh, okay. I can't remember.
Yeah. Yep.
Small forward. Paul George?
Paul George is not on the list. I think he's considered a guard, though.
Oh, LeBron.
LeBron is the 13%, which I thought was crazy.
I thought he'd be the 47.
Yeah, the 47 is Tatum. And then the 20 is Kevin Durant. In my mind, I'm still taking Kevin Durant, especially next season, over Jason Tatum, because he's absolutely unstoppable. He's literally, they're like the same player. Kevin Durant's just 4 inches taller or something like that.
Kevin Durant, in my eyes, is still a power forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think of LeBron as a power forward too, though. But we're just getting more and more into the age of positionless basketball, and it just keeps changing.
Mm-hmm.
The last one's who will win Roy. The percentages don't even add up to 100, but apparently somebody got 30% of the vote, and they just didn't care to put him in. 50% Wembanyama, 27 Scoot, and then 20% Chet. I thought that was kind of interesting. I could see Chet winning it over Scoot in my eyes, but I don't know. You guys can weigh in on that. Just because, Chet's had a lot more time. He's had a year in the league, whether he's hurt or not. He's had a year of experience. So I would see Chet winning it over Scoot. I do think Wembanyama will win it though, just because he has all the hype. But
yeah, unless he has a season-ending injury within the first 15 games, he'll win it. I think if he plays 60% of the games, he'll win it.
Probably.
No matter really what he does, unless he's absolutely atrocious.
Right, or unless Chet just goes crazy. Scoot goes crazy. The more I look at that Blazers lineup too, from now, I'm like, they could be decent. They could be A-okay with Scoot, Simons, Ayton, Grant, Malik. I'm like, those guys are not terrible.
Did you see that dumb question somebody asked Scoot Henderson about how, because he's worn 0 his entire life, and then somebody was like, you're wearing 0. Are you trying to be the next Dame? And he's like, no, I'm just trying to be
Since I was
Scoot.
2 years old, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to be Scoot. Like, he was
Reporters-
just trying to get him to be like, I'm trying to be better than Dame. Like,
reporters ask so many dumb questions.
uh-huh.
Next one's like a deal or no deal type thing. I just saw this on a little TikTok today, and I don't know. I just kind of thought it was interesting. The first, it's all based off LaMelo Ball. So I don't know how much you guys really know or care about LaMelo Ball, but it's just like, would you take this deal if you had LaMelo Ball? First one's, would you trade LaMelo Ball straight up for Zion Williamson?
Yes.
No.
In my head, I'm like 40 times yes. You wouldn't trade him straight up for Zion?
No.
A healthy Zion? No.
That's
A healthy Zion, no.
Oh, a healthy Zion, yes. It's just,
A healthy
is he going to
Zion.
be healthy?
I would trade. Oh, wait, never mind.
I would trade LaMelo Ball for Zion straight up
Yeah, I
healthy.
Yeah.
But Zion has never proved to be healthy. And you were mentioning year 6 in the league for Luka in 2018, so this is year 5 for Zion, and he's played
I'll look.
60 games?
He played 66 the one year he was an All-Star and was absolutely unstoppable.
Yeah. So
Zion
what?
is
100
entering-
games?
Zion is entering year 4.
Oh, I thought he was younger than
And
that.
he's played 114 games.
114 games in 4 years.
How many
Yeah.
games are it's like what?
82.
82.
Ew.
So he could have played
Yeah,
326.
If Dude can ball out when he's healthy, then
When he's healthy.
I would take it.
Definitely.
Take
I
him
mean,
ball.
I'd take a shot on him. I mean, I don't know. I think that's
I think Zion's ceiling is so much higher than LaMelo's. I also think LaMelo's also had never any help. I think if you put Zion on the Hornets, then they're still awful because they're the worst franchise in NBA history. But the last season while Zion was healthy, 61 games, averaged 27 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and shot. Where is it at? 61 from the floor. Like, that's insane.
He's unstoppable when he's healthy.
That's insane. I don't care if I was his GM, I'm like, dude, play 50 games a year. I don't care. Just like be healthy for the playoffs and let's win a ring. I mean, he's incredible.
I mean, it's not like, but he's not like LaMelo, where LaMelo's a good ball player. He's not like one of those guys, if you trade him, you're winning no matter what. If
Right.
Zion plays 12 games or 80 games, like LaMelo's too good of an asset to get rid of and just risk Zion being healthy.
That's
so I
true.
think, I don't know, I would want to see Zion. What I would do in this situation, if I was the Hornets GM, I'm looking at this situation. If the Pelicans come up to me and tell me that trade, I'm saying give it a couple more years. If he's healthy in the next couple seasons, I'll throw in a
first or something.
a first
Yeah.
with LaMelo
Yeah.
for Zion. Then, like, obviously in the next couple years, if he's healthy, I'm not be able to go straight up anymore. But
not a bad offer by any means.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still think I'd just take Zion just based off I don't know, like the 27 just jumps off the page at me. The next one was, would you trade LaMelo for Josh Giddey and Jalen Williams of the Thunder? Jalen Williams obviously was the Thunder rookie that was all rookie first last year, averaged 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and shot 52 from the floor. I'm assuming on who Josh Giddey is. I mean, he's
the youngest player to get a triple-double.
he's 21 years old, averaged 16.5, 8, 6, and shot 48 from the floor last year.
I would definitely do that trade.
I would, if you took out Jalen Williams, I think I'd still take Josh Giddey over LaMelo Ball just because I'm very high on Josh Giddey. And Josh Giddey plays as well, but I just love Josh Giddey. But yeah, I think you throw in Jalen Williams, there's just no chance I don't take that trade. What about you? I mean, Alex, Owen, you got or not Owen? Tom, you got any disagreements there? Or what do you think?
no, I would definitely do that trade for sure. I think there's more
You're
on the table.
You're just getting way too much value out of LaMelo Ball for those two guys.
Yeah.
Two guys that have already kind of proven themselves to and are still crazy young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Definitely
looking.
going for that.
I'm gonna have to find the next one here real quick. I'm not sure why we decided to do LaMelo Ball trades, but I mean now we are. Yeah, I mean you throw those two guys along. I mean obviously this is like from the Hornets' perspective. You throw those two guys alongside the new second overall pick and Brandon Miller. Like that's a scary good young team very early. The next one is, oh my lord, I don't even know if I want to say it. This one's dumb. This says, would you give up LaMelo Ball for 3 firsts, Emmanuel Quickley, and R.J. Barrett? Like
Strictly because of the 3 first, yes.
If you took out the 3 firsts, I think I'm still doing it. Like,
Yeah.
No, easily.
that's like the same. Like, if any team ever did that, that'd be the dumbest trade in NBA history. That's a LeVar Ball. That's a LeVar Ball 2K trade right there.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, okay. Let's just bonus question it here. How many firsts would it take for you to give up LaMelo Ball?
1.
One. I guess it depends from the
one or
team.
two.
One.
Let's say you're getting let's say you're getting a team that finishes 12th to like 11 or 12th, so it's like a lottery pick and like probably outside the top 5. How many for you saying one, or would you just go 2, or you still saying 1?
You flip a coin. I mean, 1 or 2.
Right.
First round pick's a first round pick. So
That's true.
If I can,
I feel like talent in the first round of the NBA falls off so quickly, though. Like guys drafted outside the lottery usually look so much worse than the guys drafted inside the lottery.
If you're a second rounder, you essentially have no career.
Yeah, second
Let's
rounders.
name Jokic.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, he got drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. That's so crazy. I guess we can move on to some NFL now.
Here, real quick before we go into NFL, I do have
Go
a
ahead.
question about.
I got another NBA thing. Go ahead.
Oh, you do? About Joel Embiid. So the Cameroonian player who just recently got dual citizenship for France and also citizenship with the United States, decided to play in the Olympics for the United States team, essentially guaranteeing him a gold medal. What do you think about that? And a lot of people are disappointed. A lot of Americans are liking it, but a lot of like Cameroonians and French people obviously are disappointed in him for not going back to his home country, playing for his home country, playing for the French country. But he said he's doing it for his son, who he wants to be known as like an American citizen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
that's up to him. I mean, that's his decision. I mean, if he's an American citizen and he wants to play for Team USA, that's his right. That's his decision. I mean, that's where I would stand on that. It's pretty simple. But
I totally agree with you with he gets to decide. It's his choice. But at the same time, like in the Olympics, I think it'd just be like wherever you're born, that's who you play for. Like we can't throw recruiting tactics into the Olympics. Like I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they'd win it with or without him. But yeah, I don't know. That just doesn't. There's just something about that just doesn't feel right. Like same with I think it was Liz Cambridge that played for a team that like she wasn't born in that country, and then she just had family from there. I mean, I guess, but I don't know.
But I mean, then you start breaking down. Well, what's home?
Right.
What's that? And then you get into that's a whole philosophical debate. And do you want? I mean, it's then you're up to Socratic seminar. It's like you don't want that.
It's a job I don't want to have for sure.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it's just I don't know. It's just when we've got guys that have no connection to a country, eventually they're going to want to play for like the U.S. or whatever. Like they want to play for Canada's hockey team and win gold. Like then I'm Yeah, then you're losing me big time. The last thing I was going to mention, basketball-wise, I completely forgot about this. Did anybody see the Mikey Williams news from today?
I haven't paid attention to the guy since like 4 years ago.
Well, he was like a incredibly highly touted player coming up.
I remember that, yeah.
He was supposed to be like Hemi Turner. He was supposed to play at Memphis this upcoming year, and he is facing up to 28 years.
I did see that.
On gun charges. What is up with players wanting to just throw guns around for no reason?
The media killed Mikey Williams' career. I think
completely.
He's one of those guys that was all flashy and everything, wanting to be crazy with all the handles and stuff. And like he gained traction from that. Sure.
Right.
But I think the media was like, is this the next LeBron James?
Right.
Is he the next Carmelo Anthony?
Right.
He was never the next guy. He could have been a good NBA guy, possibly. Yeah. Definitely a good college player.
For sure.
But he was also like 25 as like a senior in high school or something like that because of all like, I don't know, he transferred. I think he's what now? I think he's like.
He's 19.
He's 19, but like he seemed like he was like 25 in high school.
That's definitely true.
He's 19, but no, I think he could have been a good college guy, possibly good NBA guy, but I think the media killed his career.
Well, one way or the other, he's facing 6 felony gun charges, which is absolutely
why you have
insane.
The future is in your lap.
It is literally in your hands, and you go to mess it up. Like you want to go play around with guns like they're some toys, bro. They're not some toys.
You need to choose who you spend your time with.
Boom.
Yeah. And if you do not hang around with the right crew, and this honestly, I mean, this is just some common sense.
Look at the camera and say this, Tommy.
This is common sense. Now,
for the YouTube listeners,
if you hang out with people who carry firearms, illegal substances, and illegal things, do not be around them. Honestly, if you are on a stage of any sort, athletic, anything. If you're playing college football, college basketball, any sport, if you're playing at a college, you have to hang around the right crowd. You got to hang around your teammates. You cannot be carrying firearms. You can't be carrying illegal substances. You can't be doing stuff you're not supposed to be doing. It's common sense.
Well, that's how like high school coaches are even like that. You are a student athlete.
Yeah,
you are there.
Coach preached that.
Yeah, you're there to do school. You're there to play your sport.
Yeah.
You're not there to be a hooligan.
You're there to represent your university.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even in our university yet. I mean, it's crazy. Like this
And
guy,
he's not even there.
this guy
Yeah.
ruined his college career before he
Yeah.
even played a game.
Before it even
Like,
started.
Sure.
Just absolutely wild.
You gotta watch who you represent and watch
Yeah.
who you're repping
Like,
because
he already had millions too, like from
Yeah.
endorsements in high school. I'm like, dude, all you had to do was not screw it up.
man, it's
And
unfortunate.
If you want to do that stuff, don't do it on camera.
That's what. Yeah,
Right.
that's one of those things
And-
too. It's just like I just don't feel bad for him at all.
And in that in
Like,
this age-
6 charges is crazy.
in this age, you can't. There's always iPhones around. There's always cameras.
There's
You can't.
always
You can't. That's not possible anymore. Those days are long gone.
Yeah. Well, enough of the bummer talk. Let's move on to football.
Football. Let's go.
Football. With that being said,
Word.
I need a pick for Week 6 in Survivor. I genuinely don't know who to pick this week. I cannot pick.
Let's see the Colts.
Let's look at.
They're losing to Jacksonville.
Let's look at the slate
I
here.
may take the Jags. Well, I already took the Jags and they burned me once.
Yeah, don't take them again.
I've taken the Ravens, Giants, Jags, Niners, and Lions.
Take
so
the Chiefs over the
I
Broncos.
cannot take any of those teams.
Stay away from Thursday Night Football.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
Stay
real?
away. Stay away.
For real?
Stay away.
I mean, the
Stay
Broncos
away.
are
Seriously.
awful.
Dolphins
But-
over the Panthers?
I already took the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
What about the Ravens Titans
No, I haven't. I can
London
take-
game?
I could take the Dolphins.
You haven't taken take the Dolphins over the Panthers. Panthers are
Oh
awful.
yeah, they're
Yeah,
going to
those are
be.
bad,
I
man.
don't think they're going to win a game.
Could take the Bills over the Giants.
That's a good one. What about Niners over Browns?
Already took the Niners.
Oh, already took the Niners?
Yeah, that's a rough one.
What about Lions over Bucks?
That's a
Already
good
took the
one.
Lions.
That's a good one.
Lions, Niners, Jags, Giants, and Ravens are all
Take the
out.
Eagles over the Jets. I don't know, actually. That
That
one's
one's on the road too, isn't it? 9% have picked
Yeah.
the
It's in New
Eagles. 13 have picked the Rams.
How about the
25 Dolphins.
stay away from Cowboys Chargers?
Was never even gonna
Good.
think about that one. to
Good.
be honest
Thank
with
you.
I would think
I would take the Dolphins.
your best
Gross.
bet is probably Dolphins over Panthers. I mean, you have a top AFC team, one of the top NFL teams, over the worst team in the NFL
You got like
right
the
now.
fastest team going up against the worst.
Yeah, I think.
But
we're
I
gonna
will
play-
say Achan is out,
I just couldn't even.
but they still are good.
They could.
Yeah.
They could.
That doesn't matter. It's not going to matter.
They could tell Carolina going into the game they're not going to run the ball one time. They'd still win.
They still
Yeah.
win. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
I am going to save the Dolphins pick. It's just rough though because we're getting down to the part of the season now where I'm missing some good teams and I have to like kind of take some guys. I'm like, I don't know about that one,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, there's no more surefire things already after this week, pretty much. But I still got the Chiefs, still got the Bills to hang on to. We can get a whirl after that, but a little scared already. With that being said, I mean, what do we think about the AR injury? I mean, dude's down again for like the third time already this year. I mean,
he
this
out
one's
for,
like
like-
the worst one.
This is the third time he's exited a game. He's on the IR right now with the sprained AC joint, so he's missing at least 4 weeks.
Sweet.
He's like 35 weeks.
We look at the well, now it's at least 4
Mhm.
because he's on the IR. But if we look at the Colts' schedule going into this, they're at Jacksonville. They host the Browns. They host the Saints, and then they go to Raleigh to take on the Panthers. I think this is probably the best time for him to get injured. And if he
Right.
misses a game after that, say he misses worst case scenario, he misses 6 weeks. You miss the Patriots and the Bucs, two not great teams.
Pat's in Germany too.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
happening.
did you say Raleigh?
Or excuse me, Charlotte.
Okay.
They play.
They played in
Raleigh.
Charlotte.
I thought they played in Raleigh.
No, that's the university. You know what? It's whatever. Raleigh.
But
North
anyway,
It's the
Carolina
same thing.
somewhere.
Sorry.
Nobody
Yeah.
goes to the games no matter where they play. in
Yeah,
North
it's Carolina.
So, yeah.
but anyway,
I was thinking Carolina's Canes hockey,
Yeah.
yeah,
Outta here.
which is in Raleigh.
yeah.
Good
Oh, okay.
time. Good
But
time.
but anyway, I think they are in Charlotte. My bad.
No, you're good.
But anyway, let's say, like I said, worst case scenario, the Jags game you kind of have to win. You've already lost one game against Jacksonville.
Not winning
No
Jacksonville.
chance we're gonna win that
It's-
game.
No way.
You got to win that game if you want to have a chance at like. If you want to, not a chance, but if you want to like for sure win the division,
Right.
you got to beat Jacksonville.
This is for the division, right? I mean, this game this week. I mean,
it's week 5 or 6. I don't know.
but I
if it's
mean,
for the division
I don't see the
already.
Titans.
I don't know. The Jaguars
and
did
I
lose
don't-
to the Texans.
I mean, I don't know.
This might be like for the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Like, if
Okay.
it
Yeah.
comes-
Yeah.
But like,
which helps. But the Browns game, they're. I mean,
Winnable.
I think
That's
that
winnable.
Yeah,
Depending
that's
on
winnable.
if
Very
Deshaun
winnable.
is Deshaun playing. Is he hurt? How is he still?
does it matter? I mean, he's not very good at football.
The Saints
I mean,
game-
but they're better when he's there, though.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's hard to argue.
So I mean, I don't.
yeah, the Saints game should be good. The Panthers game they should win. The Patriots game, if he's still out, they should win with Gardner Minshew. The Bucs game, they should win as well. I think that Gardner Minshew can get it done. I think that,
Love Minshew.
honestly, Minshew has been the better quarterback this year.
Thank you.
When he's healthy. But AR's still your guy. I know, Blake, we had a conversation on this on Monday on Sports Extra. Not Uncut, but, I think that Minshew is the quarterback right now. But AR will be back. When he comes back, he will be the starter.
Right.
Obviously, that he was the solution. Gardner Minshew was never the answer.
Right now, it's Minshew mania, baby.
Yeah, it is Minshew mania, but AR is still the
Very
answer.
here for that.
And this is a perfect time for Jonathan Taylor
Oh yeah,
to start to get back and humming again.
True.
Without AR, you lose a little bit of the running game a little bit when he's out. Of course, Minshew can kind of be athletic and run around, but obviously not as quick as AR. But this is a good week for him and Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss to share carries and
Right.
for him to get going again this week. I think.
People act like I was insane when we traded Naeem Hines to the Bills and got Zach Moss in
Yeah.
return, and I said Zach Moss is
Worth
better
it.
than Naeem Hines ever was.
Worth it.
Well, I think that
Zach Moss is the dog.
He
yeah,
is
I
a
think that
dog.
Zach Moss is good.
I'm taking him over Naeem.
The Colts said that they're gonna use Zach Moss and JT, but they're gonna use JT more. But Zach Moss is probably gonna get the same amount of touches that he did
Should.
last week. So
You
Good.
can't reduce his carries after
Yeah.
the week he just had.
any
Yeah,
sports
yeah.
bettors out there right now, expect to take the under on Minshew passing or something like that.
Bet the over on Colts rushing yards.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Bet the under on the game. Like
It's gonna be an ugly AFC South game, I think.
all AFC South games are ugly.
I'm
Really?
that Patriot game. That is. I know the Patriots are pretty bad, but
Pretty?
I've said they're awful.
They're bad.
If
They're
I
sneaky.
will say this, and I've said it before on the show, those London, and we've seen it in London. These games are weird,
Right.
man. These games are
The
weird over in
overseas
Germany.
guys just
They are
manhandled them.
weird.
you got some jet lag. Yeah,
You don't. I mean, you never know what to expect. So I know New England is not very good, but over there you never know. And it's still Bill Belichick in the building. So I mean, you never
But
can.
he still got Mac as a starter. Still got Mac as a starter.
I would have let Zappy start, to be honest with
Did
you.
you see the meme of Bill Belichick drafting a D3 long snapper next
Yes,
year with the first round instead of a
of
new
Caleb
quarterback?
Williams. That's a Belichick pick right there. He'll probably be the best player in history, too. I mean, to be honest with you. Golly.
Long snappers get no love.
That's so true. I mean, they don't really deserve it, but
What?
What?
Whoa,
It's not
What's
a
funny-
Real, it's not a real position.
that is
but, I
a
mean,
is
tough
the,
position.
Oh, it's a very tough.
Are you kidding me?
Are you
yeah,
saying
for
that
like
position's not
for
even
people that
real?
can't like
In
play
the-
football, yeah, for sure.
And the Colts have the Colts have the greatest representation of why the center can't play long snapper, because you have Ryan Kelly and Luke Rhodes. Have you ever seen those guys? Like Ryan Kelly's this big. He's like 6'4", 307, I think is what I
Yeah.
saw.
Dude's
Big
huge.
beefy guy, and then you got Luke Rhodes, who's like super fast and super cut. It's like this is why the long snapper can't play center, and this is why the center can't play long snapper.
Yeah, you give me 3 months, I'm can NFL long snap.
I no way.
I disagree.
End of
Not a
discussion.
You think so?
It's just not.
No
think
way.
so?
Long snap in high school, like it's just not that hard. Like,
No, you cannot go to the NFL.
You played
There's
at
no
a team.
way.
Oh,
Don't
I
they
don't-
play 7-on-7 now?
It's 8-on-8, but they played 11-11 when I was there. But we still
Ah,
have to long.
You had
snap the
10
ball.
players. They had 10 players on their
Alright.
11-man team.
That's true. We did for our senior year, or for our senior night, my junior year. We did indeed.
What school did you go to?
Duggar,
Where is that?
45 minutes south of here.
They have like 7 people living
Or were you
there.
like 1A?
That's probably why.
1A. Oh yeah.
They might have been
State-
0A.
Hey.
State
Not even classification.
state runner-ups
Hey.
last year in 8-man
Well,
football.
hey,
though.
Lafayette Central
8-man
Catholic.
football.
That's
Bro,
come on.
I think he has like 2A now.
Really.
You guys
Oh,
are
well,
gonna
we
argue
bounce
eventually.
around. We bounce
It's
around.
disgusting either way, but yeah, you went to LCC.
Yeah, he's gross.
Yeah.
He's
What?
gross.
Wait. What? What's wrong
I
with
mean,
that?
I can't
What
talk
do you
much.
mean,
I went to
what's wrong
McCutcheon.
with that?
McCutcheon?
You've heard
I
of
had a
this?
buddy that went to McCutcheon.
LCC
Yeah. What's wrong with
as
that?
private as private
don't remember
comes.
his name.
Like,
I'll figure it out
Hey.
after.
oh my
I
graduated
take
Lord.
offense
Huh?
to that.
class
you
you
should.
graduated?
You
I
know,
think he's a senior this year.
you know who beat Duggar
Anyway.
in the
I guess my brother.
2000 basketball 1A state championship? LCC did. Lafayette Central Catholic. Yeah. You know who? I
Wait,
hate-
say
hate
that,
Lafayette
say,
Central
say that again.
Duggar, the Duggar Union Bulldogs went to the 2001 state basketball championship, and we got beat by Lafayette Central Catholic.
Let's go.
So
Let's go.
Yeah,
Hey, you can come visit the banner sometime.
it must
I
be
can
nice.
I'll give you a tour.
Ooh.
It
I'll give you a
must-
tour. You come see the banner. We have a couple
Yeah.
more
Hey,
too.
I'm gonna just say.
It must
Since-
be
since
nice.
he's
You
got-
want to see our banners?
It must be
No.
nice to buy players
Because
for
it's
real.
not. I
You
mean,
want to see our 9
you
state
want to talk about
championships
us?
for football?
You want to talk about us
I'm
What?
good, dude. We don't even have sectionals.
You want to see our 9
don't
state
even
football
have
Ben
champions
Davis?
and
What
4
are you talking
four
about?
girls basketball and 4 boys basketball state championships?
Ben Davis is
Look
four,
at
I don't even care
Gavin
about
Cook.
that. That's-
What?
The cook.
We're getting off track here. Let's talk about the
Yeah.
NFL.
Let's
some more.
yeah.
But see, the amount of people that just do not know anything about high school sports on this podcast. I mean, how about them Bears? I mean, are they back?
One win is not back.
I mean, 13-4 does not sound terrible. I mean, 12 straight wins to end the year. They make the playoffs from the Super Bowl. I mean, Bears are back. Dude.
Thursday night football against Washington.
Bears.
That's all I gotta say. Thursday night football against Washington.
In-
Against Sam Howell.
In Washington.
They couldn't lose
Yeah.
after Dick Butkus died.
True.
Dick Butkus died, and you expected him to lose?
And the Bears still could have given up that game. Though.
All right, R.I.P. Dick Butkus. What a legend.
Dude, he tweeted out
80
like a
years
month
old.
or like a week before he passed away, saying something about give him pads, give him the helmet, and everything, put him in, and take all these like.
That's the thing about Dick Butkus is he was a legend up
He's
until
such
he
an
died.
animal.
You know,
Yeah. Rest in peace.
he was just
Such
a
an
he's just a
animal.
bad dude.
bad man.
He was like a little before his time too, because like he was not bad in coverage like at all. He literally like Luke Kuechly before Luke Kuechly.
Dude, that guy could have been so good if he just didn't get injured all the time.
Luke Kuechly?
Yeah,
Kuechly wasn't even hurt all that much. He just said, "I'm just tired of losing with the Panthers."
that's
He
real.
retired too early.
Yeah, dude. And Butkus also was a legend in Champaign-Urbana with all those linebacker legends. Dude.
Completely. Yeah, Kuechly only missed 5. Well, it looks like he missed 9 games his entire career.
I thought he was an injury guy.
He played-
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of somebody
he
else.
played 16, 16, 16, 13, 10, 15, 16, 16 in his career.
Well, I
so-
think he was one of those guys too. When he retired, he posted that thing about the betterment of his like life. If he
Yeah, I
kept
think it
playing, he was gonna get CTE or something like that.
Oh, probably. Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that.
Just how hard he hit.
Yeah, he probably was being driven insane by having to play defense with the rest of that Panthers defense. But
Honestly,
especially in those last couple years he was there, oh my gosh, it was like just dragging a corpse through the desert, just pure pain. Just no winning for those poor Panthers teams. Fun fact, the Panthers have also never had back-to-back winning seasons in their history.
Wow.
that is insane.
Yeah.
What an accomplishment.
They also have had 3 straight seasons where they've won the division title and have never had back-to-back winning seasons.
What,
That's how
There's
bad
your-
the NFC South is.
what an
There's-
accomplishment.
There's your NFC. There's your
That is-
Panthers.
So is
stat
it safe
for
to say
the day.
that both South divisions are the worst in the NFL?
Yeah,
I think we can all safely say that.
probably.
Wait,
Absolutely.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
That both South divisions
Are the
in
worst.
the NFL are the worst. easily.
Yeah. No, I could agree with that.
Right
yeah.
now,
Sure.
I remember when the NFC least became the NFC beast.
Yeah. That was like overnight.
I
It
Yeah.
was literally overnight.
And now it's kind
All
of
of a
back to
sudden-
just
Yeah,
the
that's
NFC
it. We're-
Eagles.
We're getting back. Yeah. There was like that 2-year span though that I was like, this division might be the worst division in football. Like the NFC least, like he was talking about.
Yeah.
Just so atrocious.
Yeah,
was
now the
hard-
Giants are pretty mid.
what was hard to watch was post-Luck era AFC South.
Oh, God.
No, that's been
Lord.
rough.
Who'd you have? You had Jacoby Brissett.
Lord.
Brian Hoyer, you had, like you said, Brissett, you had Rivers, Matt
Rivers.
Ryan,
Brock Osweiler.
Well, I'm just talking about
Right?
in
Osweiler.
one year,
Oh,
like
1 year.
year in the I think 2019
Brissett,
AFC South. You had
Hoyer.
Brissett, Hoyer. Was Tannehill in Tennessee then,
Had like Davis.
Nah.
or was he still in Miami?
He might. Well, that.
He was in Tennessee at that
Nah,
time because
I
Ryan
know.
Fitzpatrick started that game.
Yeah.
the game
Yeah.
I went to in 2019. That's
And then Jacksonville would have been
Bortles and
Bortles.
Taylor or something
Oh
like that.
boy.
hey,
Yeah.
Gardner
we
Minshew.
went through like
Gardner
3 or
Minshew.
4 that year
Just
after Luck left.
Some of the most atrocious football being played.
Hey, Blake Bortles led the Jaguars to the AFC Championship.
I mean, the defense led him for sure. But
Yeah.
he did go.
Brissett was good.
Brissett was good.
Jacob
Brissett was
Brisket.
Brissett's
Yeah.
year, I live and die by this. Brissett would still be a starter in the NFL if Adam Vinatieri had not completely screwed that season.
I know.
We lost.
That
was
kick
his year
against
to
the
get out.
Steelers.
We lost
right?
That was his year
4
gone.
games by him missing field goals.
Yeah.
We would have been 11-5 if he'd hit all of his field goals.
I think if the Colts would have just gone, if Phillip Rivers would have stayed for 2 more years, I think the Colts would not be in the situation they're in right now. I think that Anthony Richardson still would not be a Colt. I think that they would have been better because Phillip Rivers, honestly,
is
the
old.
2020 season was good. Like, because the Colts get a lot of crap for having terrible quarterback after terrible quarterback. They went from a career backup guy. They went from a future, possible and could have been a future Hall of Famer, probably would have been a future Hall of Famer, to a career backup guy that just got thrown in the mix, an old guy that's going to be a Hall of Famer who was good and just retired, and then just 2 not great quarterbacks.
I mean, another old guy that was going to be Hall of Famer and Matt Ryan.
Yeah, he was not good.
We need to see Phillip Rivers in the NFC Championship game last year when Brock Purdy went down for the Niners. That's when we needed to see. Did you hear that?
He
about
was
that?
in talks with them?
There was in talk. Yeah,
Did
he
you
was
hear
in
that?
talks with the 49ers.
He was like an emergency quarterback situation.
If they would have made the Super Bowl,
That would have been hilarious.
If they would have made the Super Bowl,
Or if they would have made the
Rivers
Super Bowl. I'm
signed.
sorry.
Rivers would've
Yeah,
signed,
not
they
the
would've
AFC
made the Super
championship.
Bowl.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been unbelievable.
Brock Purdy's won every game that he's played where his elbow has not literally snapped.
That's yeah.
Hey, watch Brock Purdy's
I'm
going to go down. Conference game. Who's going to sign with him? Tom Brady.
I would cry. I'm so here for Brock Purdy all the time. Brock Purdy is such a good quarterback. I'm so sick of hearing, well, he has the most incredible weapons ever. I'm like, yeah, and he's still throwing it to him. And yeah,
Dude's 10-0. He started 13-0.
Have you heard the Brady stat where he has never taken
taken a snap.
I did see that. That was crazy.
I don't know if we said
What's
that.
the
I've
stat?
said that before.
Brady has never taken a Brady never took a snap in his entire career where the Patriots were eliminated from playoff contention.
I think it's Ava's team, or was it
think I've
Ava's
seen
team?
that.
Or
which is his team. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think it's Bucks.
Oh yeah,
Pats.
Bucks too. Sorry.
Yeah,
I was about to say because they made the playoffs all 3 years with the Bucks. But
But where they were never eliminated out of playoff contention.
Did you
That
see?
is crazy.
Did you see Mac Jones has already thrown as many pick sixes at Gillette as Brady has? Too?
Mhm.
Yeah.
sure.
Brady
I
played
can
what
believe that.
22 seasons there? 20 seasons?
I think it was 139 games, and Mac Jones has played like 19.
Yeah. 4.
Who would you rather have right now, Justin Fields or Mac Jones?
Oh my god!
If you're a franchise,
Can I pick a bullet? Like,
Yeah, can I pick Josh Dobbs?
can I have Bailey Zappi?
Bailey Zappi.
I would rather have Bailey Zappi than both of those guys.
Can I take Matt Hasselbeck?
Oh
I
boy!
love Matt Hasselbeck.
Wow.
I think I'd go Fields.
I think I
Probably
would
Fields.
too,
Because
but
they
it's,
have like the same arm talent, but
it's-
just Fields can run.
yeah.
Like,
That'd be the only.
Justin
like you
Fields,
said, that'd be the
another
only
rush.
reason.
yeah.
That video
Fields
is
hasn't
so
even been
funny.
running that much this year. I'm like, dude, this is why I drafted you in fantasy. Like, I need those 1,100 yards back for rushing.
Sure.
Like, this is why I drafted you. I mean, unless anybody's got anything else, I mean, we're about to wrap up here, and we're about 50 minutes in. I mean, a good little NBA, NFL discussion. Like I said, unless somebody else wants to talk about something else. So you got another wild stat to throw out at us. I mean, I could do wild stats all day.
I think I'm tapped out.
Yeah. Did you know Tom Brady's the second all-time in receiving leaders of players that are older than 40?
That I didn't know.
Oh, because
I
there was
didn't
all
know
those
that.
trick plays from when Vrabel would
Yeah, it's like
throw it
he
to
has like
him or
3
whatever.
yards, yeah.
Yeah,
That is
So
crazy.
funny.
gotcha.
All right, well, this has been another edition
Go
of,
Lions.
of Sports Section.
Go
Uncut.
Lions.
Absolutely
Go Lions, baby.
Go Lions.
Canes, baby.
Go Hawks, baby.
Go Penguins.
Not
Connor Bedard.
Go Sabres.
where did Sabres?
Connor Bedard, baby. NHL season.
Go Sabres.
No reason to root for the Penguins. There's really no reason to root for the Sabres.
I like the
Blackhawks.
Sabres. Okay.
Hey, we're going Penguins.
My dad grew up in
Uh,
Buffalo. I got to be a
mean,
Sabres fan.
The one
Oh,
we can all,
jeez.
the one we can all agree on. Roll trees.
Roll
baby.
Let's go. Roll
Basketball
Basketball
trees,
season
baby.
soon. I could
Let's
not be
go.
more
Oh,
excited.
yeah.
But this has been another edition of Sports Extra Uncut from myself to Tommy Devine to Owen and Alex. We will see you guys all next week. So, see ya.
Peace. Peace.